Hello, it's Doris with Aldi Books. Trying to squeeze one more video in before the month ends. It's been a video drought here, but I think I'm rounding the corner. I think I am with the new job. I'm vice principal, vice head of middle school at a private boarding school in China. And you know, it's been a lot, but I'm rounding the corner. We had a typhoon. Actually, we had two. So we had 3 work from home days. No, two online work from home days and 2 hybrid work from home days, or maybe 3. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. The last week in a few was disrupted, but in a way that allowed me to get a little bit of extra work done. I'm hoping that things will get a little easier, but I'm probably deluding myself. But anyway, I'm on fall break. Yeah. So we're heading to Hong Kong in 18 minutes. So I thought I would film a video, as one does, before heading to Hong Kong. We're also going to Macau. We're going to spend 2 nights in Hong Kong and 2 nights in Macau. So if you're unfamiliar with the region I'm in, so let's call this the little peninsula. And I'm over here, and Shenzhen, the big city that I go visit, is right here. And Hong Kong is actually, basically Shenzhen and Hong Kong are like right there together. Shenzhen is on the mainland, and Hong Kong is also on the tip of the mainland, but also the little island down below, and then Macau is over here. So Hong Kong, did you want a geography lesson? Hong Kong and Macau are both, I think they call them SAR. So it's Hong Kong SAR and Macau SAR, special administrative regions, I believe. So Hong Kong had the British influence, colonialization for a while, and Macau was Portuguese, but now they are part of China, but considered special administrative regions, and they have different, things that they're allowed to do. Like in Macau, you can gamble. So that's very exciting. Not for me, but for Brent. He does pretty well at it usually. We'll see. Anyway, I'm supposed to be talking about books, and now I have, 16 minutes to do that. So I thought, this isn't all of the books that I've read since I last told you what I read, which was, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, 6 weeks, who knows. But this is the physical ones. Actually, a couple of them were left over from last summer that I didn't talk to you about, but I thought that I would just whip through these and tell you a little bit if I think it's pertinent, and tell you where I'm donating them, because I donate all my books. I don't keep them these days. So most of them I either donate to my school library, or we have a little free library for faculty there, which, faculty also use the school library, but I don't know. Somebody asked me once, why don't just give them all to the school library? And it's because libraries are curated, meaning they don't take everything. They take what's pertinent to the readership. And my library for my school takes a lot of nonfiction, because it's a highly academic institution, and also a lot of YA and middle grades, because it's also K-12 school, with a lot of kids who English is their second language. So that's what we're dealing with here. So anyway, for nonfiction November, Shorty September, I read a few shorties thus far. I still have 2.5 days, so there's still hope for me. But I read Headstrong Women, 52 Women Who Changed Science in the World by Rachel Swaby. This was fabulous. Mathematicians, biologists, it's not astrologist. I don't know the word. Astronomy. Scientists. Medicine, physics, chemistry. Oh, so good, so good. And 2 to 3 page short essays on these women, and I just was very inspired by this book. I think it will be a perfect addition to my school library. There Are Rivers in the Sky by Elif Shafak. Just finished this one for the BookTube Prize and got that ballot turned in. Thanks to Robert, who let me change from nonfiction to fiction for the last round. And he has actually sent out an email stating that that's going to be the policy from now on. But when the last round came out, I had read, even though I read nonfiction the whole way through, I had read 4 of the nonfictions and had this one on my shelf. So I thought, yeah. I can't really talk about this right now, but I will say that I had a really hard time ranking the books because they were really good. This one I will also donate to my school library because it's got a lot about it's very, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit info dumpy. If you don't like that in your fiction, maybe it won't be for you. However, I like nonfiction. So and also about water and a little bit of climate change and things. The Surface Berry, An Economy of Gifts and Abundance by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Plug for the Book Naturalist Book Club in Nonfiction November. We are reading Braiding Sweetgrass in November. So join us, reread for Heidi and I. This was good. These are Saskatoons. I think I talked about that in my vlog that I just got posted. But I know what Saskatoons are now because I've been to Canada. Yeah, enjoyed that per usual. Love the art in here. It's very gorgeous. And this also will go to my school library. As a side note, this is about economy. Yeah, economy. Which is a big subject at my school. 8th graders take economy as one of their subjects. And we have both macro and micro AP. Yep. Anyway, another one for nonfiction. Why do I keep saying that? Shorty September. This would also be perfect for nonfiction November. Poet Square, A Memoir and 30 Cats by Courtney Gustafson. This was recommended to me by a bookseller when I was shopping this summer in the States, and it was great. It's a woman who they rent a home, her and her boyfriend, and didn't realize that there are feral cats living, in the backyard, and she starts taking care of them, and over time becomes an influencer, and she gets in TNR and fostering cats and whatnot, and how it changes her life. Really good book, really good book. Again, I think all of these shorties I read in my vlog, if you're interested, but Lunar New Year Love Story by Jean Luen Yang and Nguyen Pham, the artist. This was a delight. It's about a teenager, 2 teenagers, and they get into the New Year's dancing, lion dancing, and yeah, she fights a family curse, and I enjoyed it. Orbital by Samantha Harvey. This was the first one I read for Shorty September. I have been looking forward to this one for quite some time. Thought I was going to love it. I did like it, but I think for me it was a bit overhyped. However, you know, this is about the inner musings of several international scientists up in the space station. Really good. I don't want to downplay that it is really good, but it wasn't just the brilliance. Except for this chapter, Orbit 7 was totally just definitely brilliant, 100%. So anyway, there is that teeny weeny. Highly recommend, even though I didn't highly love it, but I did like it, love it. So there you go, whatever that means. And then I have a couple fantasy. I've been like in the mood to get back into fantasy. So I've been working on that for a couple years, and I think I'm making progress. I really loved fantasy when I was a kid. I liked the high fantasy with, you know, the elves and such, but this is not that. Moonbound by Robin Sloan, who is the author of that very popular book, Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, also sourdough. This is, I think, post-apocalyptic, but really, really far out. And it's got a little talk of AI, like not overtly, but the subtlety is fabulous. Really enjoyed this. Thought it was great. And then The Will of the Many by James Islington. Hierarchy Book 1. I think Book 2 is out now or out soon. I'm very excited because this was great. And this is a book that somehow didn't struggle from the hype for me. I didn't realize that it was a huge hit. I just randomly found it in a bookstore in the airport because I only had 6 books for my haul, and I like to have 7. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I just watched Britta Bowler, and she does the same thing. I didn't realize 7 was our number. Like, yeah. I mean, I knew 7 was my number, but it's hers too. So cool. The Will of the Many. This book is about, it's political, about power dynamics. And so the will, like, you have to give up a little bit of your will. Like, this is a society that is still like in the horse and buggy stage, no electricity, except for will. You give away your willpower, and that is the power that powers the world, like these, you know, flying ships and whatnot. And so, you know, the higher up you get in the hierarchy, the more people's will you're pulling from for your power source to be more powerful. And you could see what he's doing there, I'm sure. But this was a ripping good time and very interesting. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. And then these last two were like from before I left for summer vacation. So back in June, The Republic of Suffering, Death and the American Civil War by Drew Gilpin Faust. I DNF'd this because it wasn't what I wanted. I like more of the medical, historical aspect, and this was kind of philosophical, let's say. And I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood. But this one was definitely in the mood for. The Butchering Art, Joseph Lister's Quest to Transform the Grisly World of Victorian Medicine by Lindsay Fitzharris. She wrote the one about the faces. I don't know if it's written in here, but it was the Book 2 prize finalist, I think last year. This one did not disappoint. It's about the sterile field. So, you know, per usual, the word is escaping me, but, you know, surgery couldn't get going until germ theory arrived, and this guy, Lister, showed the importance of keeping things sterile so people didn't die when you cut into them. Yeah. So actually, all of these books, I forgot to tell you, all of these are going to my school library, except for Republic of Suffering. I'll just probably stick on the teacher shelf because I don't think it's written for my audience. And then, I have 3 minutes left and I'm not done packing, but you know, such is life. These are the books I'm taking with me on vacation. This is my TBR for the next 5 days. So, Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, The History and Persistence of Our Deadliest Infection. Yeah, you know, I love me a good medical book. This one is good. It's not, well, I don't have time to talk about it. I'm enjoying it. We'll just go on with that. And my shorty September was somewhat disappointing. I've currently only finished 9 books, and I think last year I read 21. So, but I thought, let me finish 3 more in the next 2.5 days. I am on vacation. And then I would have 12, which, you know, is 21 reversed. So that's what I'm going for. I also have Hong Kong's Greek lessons. These 2 I picked because I thought they were, of my shorties, the shortest or quickest. And also, How Do We Look? The Eye of Faith by Mary Beard. And this one is basically a picture book. Yeah. So, and then October. So excited for October. All my, somebody comment on my video. I see your face, but is it Becca? Anyway, horror adjacent. My haul from the summer, a lot of horror adjacent. Yes. So I'm excited to dive into those. So I have a dark fantasy, A Sorcerer Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. I have a true horror, How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. And I have a dark thriller, All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. And then to round out my stack with, you know, 7, we're gonna start Benjamin Franklin, American Life by Walter Isaacson. This is a buddy read with Heidi from My Reading Life. Yeah. So I must finish packing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. I'm hoping to record a Hong Kong reading vlog and a Macau reading vlog. So catch you then. Bye.